E te whānau te karaiti nau mai hara mai ki tēnei karakia mō te ata te tuarima o whiringa ānuku ki e ino i tātou. E te atua kaharawa, e tūwhiri ana ngā katoa ki a koe. E mohi o ti ana ngā hiahia katoa. E kore hoki e ngaro i a koe te mea huna. Whakakahangia iho tō wairua tapu hei whakamā i ngā whakaro o mātou ngākau. Kia tino aroha ai mātou ki a koe. Kia tika ai te whakanui i tō ingoa tapu. Ko ihu karaiti hoki tō mātou ariki. Āmine.
1, 2, 3,
Today's reading is taken from Psalm 119, verses 1 to 5, verse 128. Joyful are people of integrity, who follow the instructions of the Lord. Joyful are those who obey his laws and search for him with all their hearts. They do not compromise with evil, and they walk only in his paths. You have charged us to keep your commandments carefully. Oh, that my actions would consistently reflect your decrees. Each of your commandments is right. That is why I hate every false way. Hear what the Spirit is saying to the church. Thanks be to God. There's so much in Psalm 119, and you may recall I preached a couple of weeks ago on verses 57 to 80 of the same psalm, and I talked about obeying God's commands, and that theme ran right through all those verses. And I also spoke about how God having given us a free will, sometimes we're like a rebellious child who heads off in a different direction and suffer the consequences accordingly. And I also spoke about how we don't really break the law. It's us that gets broken against the law because it's a static thing. It's an inanimate object. These collection of verses carry on that theme. However, there's a couple of words that jump out at me in these verses. One is integrity, and the other one is searching for God with all our hearts. Joyful are people of integrity who follow the instructions of the Lord. Integrity is one of those things. It's like people talk about integrity all the time, And a really good description that I heard of integrity a number of years ago was integrity is how you behave when you think that no one is looking. Integrity is how you behave when you think that no one is looking. And a great example of that is you're driving down a country road, and I'm sure we've all seen it where there's produce for sale at the side of the road, and there's bags of oranges or watermelons or whatever they might be. And you go up, you stop, and as you grab that bag of oranges and you put it in your car, there's an honesty box there. You have a decision to make at that point. Do I put my money in or do I just take the oranges? And that's integrity. Farmer can't see you. No one else can see you. It's just really between you and God whether you pay that money or not. And by paying the money, is that's a person who walks in integrity. If you don't, those sorts of things have a way of coming back. And even though no one knows, you know. And those sorts of things can eat away at your soul and eat away at your spirit because you know you're being dishonest and you're not walking in integrity. And so, verse 5 talks about that my actions would consistently reflect your decrees. Walking in integrity is also how do we live our lives on a daily basis? There's so many people people in our workplace who we come into contact with, people in the supermarket, people in the gas station, wherever we're going about our shopping, is still, do you reflect the fact if people looked at you, would they know that you're a Christian? You're in a queue waiting to get in the supermarket as we're still, the lockdown here in Auckland. Are you standing there with a good attitude, or are you standing there hoha because it's like, man, this thing is holding me up? That is the verse 5, that my actions would consistently reflect your decrees. I know I'm challenged by this all the time, and I know I mentioned in my previous message about praise and surrounding myself with praise because, yeah, when I'm driving, sometimes I do have a bad attitude and get a bit of frustrated with slow drivers and those sorts of things. So it's the constant thing that I always strive for, that my actions would consistently reflect His decrees. Um, Love one another as I have loved you. And it's not easy. It's great with the people we love, but it's not so easy with the people that tick us off, really. Uh, and the other one verse that I mentioned that really, really hits home for me is joyful are those who obey His laws and search for Him with all their hearts. The searching for God is such a beautiful thing, and it can be so difficult. I know when I first came to the Lord, and I get told, read your Bible, and that'll tell you everything you need to know. And I'd read my Bible, and I'd go, man, that's great stories. Oh, that's really good, but man, why aren't I getting all this revelation and all the rest of it? Many reasons for that. Probably I wasn't ready to receive it, but what I've found in my walk, in terms of my searching for God with all my heart, as I surround myself with like-minded people, with other Christians who are passionate about it, and I use my colleagues at Mahi, for example, people in the Te Takiwao Manukau and Te Pihopatanga or Te Tai Tokero, the time I spend with those people and the time we spend discussing God's laws, our own personal walks with Jesus, the challenges we face, it strengthens all of our faith. And it's just been an incredible time of revelation over the last few months. And it's just been a real blessing to me. And I know it's been a blessing to them because they've reflected it back to me. And it's just that search for God with all our hearts. It's so often things are easier when you're going in a group and you're walking with other people to find those answers that you're looking for rather than sitting away on your own trying to read a Bible and trying to make understanding of things that some of them are quite hard concepts to grasp. So searching for God with all our heart can be with other people, or it can be just sitting in your room and just having quiet time and just talking to God and just going, God, I just want to know you. I just want to love you, and I want to trust you. I know that God, that I want a deeper relationship, but show me. Show me. And just like you build a relationship with anyone, talk to him. Tell him your heart's desires. Tell him what sets you on fire in the morning. Tell him what challenges you've got. Often we can treat God as a bit of a supermarket. It's like, oh God, I need this and I need this and I need this and I need this. And you've got your little shopping list that you sit there praying about. And that's cool. Like God will answer our prayers where we seek Him in faith. But the other thing is, He wants to know us. He wants our heart, and in turn, and in time, and in turn, He will begin to speak to us. And there's been many incredible things that I've been blessed with that God has spoken directly into my heart. That quiet, discernible voice, or He's given me a picture. Often He gives me pictures, and I'm just like, "Whoa, what's that about?" But it's just in spending that quiet time, and in our busy lives, it's not easy. I know it's not easy. We get up in the morning and literally go, get ready for work, whatever it is. But if at the end of the day, or whatever time of day that's best for you, or even if it's just you alone in the car with God, just take those few minutes and seek Him with all your heart. And you will find that, you know, we will find that you start to um, identify things that false teachings, false ways, paths that we shouldn't go down, and things will just start to come into alignment in our lives. And believe me, it works. It honestly works. And that for me is the key to this passage. Integrity and searching for God with all our hearts. Thank you. Ngā mihi nui whānau. Ko akona nei tātou e tō tātou ariki, ka eno i tātou. E tō mātou matu i te rangi, kia tapu tō ingoa, kia tae mai tō rangatiratanga, kia me te tau e pai ai ki rungi ki te whenua, kia rite anō ki tō te rangi. Hō mai kia mātou ai nei he taro mo mātou mo tēnei rā. Murua o mātou hara, me mātou hoki e muru nei I o te hunga e harana kia mātou. Aua hoki mātou e kawea kia whakawaia, engari whakorangia mātou te kino. Nau hoki te rangatiratanga, te kaha, me te karoria, ake, āmine. Te atawhainga, kia tau, kia tātou katoa, te atawhai o te tātou ariki o Ihu Karaiti, me te aroha o te atua, me te whiwhinga tahitanga ki te wairua tapu, ake, āmine. Kia pai tō rā whānau, kia pai tō rā.